Welcome to another trip down the Bourbon Road with your hosts, Jim and Mike. So grab a glass of your favorite bourbon and kick back.
Welcome back for another installment of Craft Distillery Monday here on the Bourbon Road. We would like to thank our friends at Premium Bar Products for sponsoring this episode. If you're ready to step up your game at your home bar, check out PremiumBarProducts.com to choose from their wide selection of glassware, all of which can be custom engraved with your personal message or logo. And there's no minimum order. So after the episode, head over to PremiumBarProducts.com and check out everything they have to offer. Now, let's get on with the show. Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Shannon.
I'm Mike Hyatt.
And this is the Bourbon Road and Monday Night Craft Distillery Review.
Yeah, hell yeah. Right here at Jeff the Bend Farm. Got Woodrow, the whiskey dog.
I see your sign up there. It says, I work hard so my dog can have a better life. That's pretty funny, Mike.
Yeah, hey, isn't that the truth, right? Woodrow is he is my sidekick, my companion. He's I would call him my best friend because my wife's my best friend, but I'd say he's a close second.
Yeah.
He's a good dog.
Yeah, I had to run my dog to the vet today because he got kicked by a horse. She got kicked by a horse.
Yeah. Well, Woodrow's over here just laying down, and one of our listeners, Adam, sent him a Wilderness Trail dog toy. He's over here chewing on that thing right now.
Woodrow says, thank you, Adam. So, Mike, what do we have on the table today?
So we got Firestone and Robertson's Distilling Company, their TX bourbon. You can find this at Total Wine, Liquor Barn. You can find it almost anywhere now.
So TX, the letters TX, this stands for Texas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a Texas straight bourbon whiskey, 90 proof. It's 4 years old. And Jim, guess what?
What?
It's a weeded bourbon.
Oh, boy. Oh, Big Chief is ready to go.
Hell yeah, I am. So they were founded in 2010. The first craft distillery up in North Texas. They are the biggest, what they say right now, the biggest distillery west of the Mississippi.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
That's a big claim. Because we know Balcones is putting out a lot of juice, right?
They are, but Balcones is not as big as people would imagine.
Yeah.
They don't have a whole lot of this place has a whiskey ranch. I mean, and it's on the grounds of an old golf course. So golf courses are pretty big.
Yeah.
So I can imagine they have some rick houses. This is one of the places I wanted to go. It just kind of slipped me by.
So the expression, the brand, I guess the brand is TX.
TX.
And the distillery name is something Robertson and
Firestone and Robertson.
Firestone and Robertson. Got it. And this particular expression is kind of their average everyday bourbon.
You'd find this on any shelf right here.
Okay.
And I've got two of their expressions. This expression, and then I got a barrel proof in the house. And if you look back there, Jim, you can see I've been sucking down on that thing quite a bit.
I can see that. It's half a bottle now.
I like it. It's a good weeded bourbon. I pride myself in trying to have as many weeded bourbons as possible. Can't be the weeded king of Kentucky without weeded bourbon, right?
Absolutely. So at 4 years old, from Texas, this is a well-aged bourbon.
Yeah, it's not as dark as I would think it would be, but it's got some good color on it.
Yeah. Well, let's check it out.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, that's got a nice nose on it.
I get some nuttiness out of that.
I get a little bit of maple syrup.
Maple syrup, huh?
Wow. So this is a 4 year?
4 years old.
Yeah. It definitely noses like an older bourbon. I'm getting the oak, caramel, but mostly that maple syrup.
Yeah, now that you say that, I could get that maple syrup, or I can get some cinnamon out of it, a little bit of floral coming out on it.
Yeah, it's like, it smells like hot buttered pancakes with real maple syrup poured over them.
Now, everybody, if you hear some noise rattling around, Woodrow's got that whiskey toy. He's going down.
Yeah, we were thanking you a minute ago, Adam. We might be cursing you here in a second if Woodrow starts getting that thing to squeak.
He'll be fine.
Let's taste it.
Let's do it. get a little bit of fig in that.
Yeah, that sweetness is, so you get that in the nose, that maple sweetness, you get it right up front on the palate as well. But it's kind of fighting that rye spice on the back.
Yeah, but this doesn't have any rye in it, though. This is just
okay, so it's fighting that spice on the back.
Barrel spice, maybe?
Yeah, that barrel spice on the back. I said rye spice. I should have thought about that for a minute. But
I'm getting some brown sugar out of that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting baking spices on this one. Kind of like banana nut bread. A little bit of, but banana bread.
Banana bread?
Banana bread, not banana nut bread, because I'm not getting a lot of nut in that, but I am getting the banana bread.
Yeah, this is pretty well balanced right here.
So as you're tasting that, and it's a great sweetness. This has a wonderful sweetness to it. But I'd like that sweetness just to continue. Just continue and continue and continue. But it kind of gets offset a little bit by that spiciness on the back end. But man, I'll tell you what, that finish just keeps going.
Oh, I think it's well balanced.
Yeah.
Smooth, warm. I'm surprised at the spice on the back end.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would have this much spice, especially for a 90 proof. It drinks a little hotter than that, I think. Quite delicious though.
Yeah, that's a fine bourbon.
I'm not getting a whole lot of oak in it,
There are a little bit of tannins on the back end though.
I can get that.
Wow. This is very respectable.
Yeah, I'm glad my home state is decided to put some whiskey out. And I'd say, man, every time I've been surprised by it, how well they're doing down there.
Now, you were saying something about their yeast. You said that they isolated their yeast from a single pecan shell?
From a pecan tree, I guess, or from pecans. And a lot of people when you think of Texas, you don't think pecans. But when I was growing up on our ranch, we had a bunch of pecan bottoms. And pecans, they're native to Texas. They're smaller, harder shell pecan. They're not that soft shell pecan. And San Saba, Texas is actually the pecan capital of Texas. And they're doing something great down there. But I guess they captured the yeast from a pecan tree or from pecan nut or something.
Oh, that's really cool though. So that's kind of their unique take on things. Now, their mash bill is a completely 100% Texas raw materials.
Yeah, it's all Texas. Corn, their wheat, their red winter wheat, I think is what they're using up there. In North Texas, I think that's pretty prevalent. Some people will grow wheat down on the coastal plains and stuff. But if you're driving around Texas in the wintertime, you'll see that red winter wheat is a cover crop being grown.
Now, these guys did not supply us a bottle.
They didn't. I
purchased these up.
Well, it'd be a Texas guy to pick up something.
And wheat.
Yeah, and then it's wheat, then you're definitely going to see me pick up a bottle of it. Beautiful bottle. It's kind of that. It's not a stag bottle. It's their own design, and the cap on it is pretty neat too. Now, I was talking earlier. The cap's hard to get out on those rubber the cork, rubber cork. That's kind of hard to get out, but the cap on top of the cap has a piece of used leather, and it's kind of pressed into that cap.
So it's on the outside.
On the outside. It's
liquid's not touching.
The liquid's not touching. But they've taken old boots and reused that and punched out a piece of leather and put on there. And so each cap might be different.
Yeah, I've seen kind of on their website, they've got a picture of cowboy with a saddlebag, and there's a bottle of this hanging out of his saddlebag. So they got that Western kind of.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm digging the big TX on the front. I wouldn't say it's cartoony. I don't like that. That's just me though.
Yeah.
Hey, it definitely sticks out. You see TX, but I didn't know why they went against the Firestone or Robertson distillery. You kind of got to search that out on the bottle a little bit.
It's kind of funny. I think about, how many Texas distilleries they are, and there's a lot of Texas distilleries, but I've never heard of these guys until you introduced me to them. So this is, I guess they're not, they're making a lot of liquid, but is it not on the shelves everywhere?
I think it's in all 50 states, Jim.
But why have I missed it?
Well, We live out in Simpsonville with Shelbyville.
Yeah, I guess maybe just our liquor stores aren't carrying it. So,
yeah, I think if you go into Total Wine or Liquor Barn, you might find a bottle of it, and it's definitely in Kentucky. I got these bottles in Texas though. The two I have. I was down there, and and you're driving down the road, and you see a liquor store. For some reason, the truck pulls itself into in liquor stores.
It's just, you have no control over it.
I don't know what happens. It just, my son was kind of surprised when me and him were driving down, we're driving down some back Texas roads, and I passed a couple of liquor stores, and he was like, "Hey, there's a liquor store back there," which meant I thought, "Hey, why don't you stop by me a bottle, Dad?" So yeah, I would buy this all day long, Jim.
Yeah. So you've had the barrel proof of this as well.
I do. That's the bottle that's half empty. We just opened this bottle up today to try. I hadn't had this right here. The barrel proof, though, is even better.
So this is maple syrup for me. Maple syrup with a rye kick. There's no rye in it. I get that. I understand. But it's got that spice kick on the back end. I think the finish on it is medium to long. Medium to long.
I'd say that too.
Congratulations, guys. I think you've done a great bourbon here. I think this is straight Texas bourbon whiskey, 4-year-old, 90 proof, and it drinks like 100 proof.
You ever had a pecan praline?
I have, yes.
That's what I'm getting out of this.
Yeah, I can see that, Mike.
I'm
out. I need more.
You need more? That's a good sign when Jim Shannon says, "I need another glass of that."
Well, because the finish is going and going, and I want more. I don't want it to stop. So,
well, let's pour you another pour, man. While we talk about this, Woodrow's driving me crazy right now. He's definitely our whiskey dog. So, would this be a buy for you, Jim?
Yeah, this is definitely a buy. In fact, if I see it the next time I'm out, I'm going to pick it up. No doubt about it. I think this is it's a fantastic pour. They say on the bottle, I'm sitting here reading it, dark fruit, sweet spice, and caramel. I'm going to say maple syrup, baking spice, and it's not pepper. It's not black pepper, but it's kind of it definitely is a rye spice. So, yeah, I think it's really good. Leonard, Firestone, and Troy Robertson Distillers, Fort Worth, Texas, frdistilling.com.
Now, have you ever been to Fort Worth?
I have at one time or another. I just don't recall.
That's a beautiful little city, really, to visit. Some great barbecue up there. Another great thing you can do there is the Fort Worth Stockyards. Uh-huh. They actually do a cattle drive through the main streets there. And then you can go to the Fort Worth rodeo and right downtown Fort Worth. Just a beautiful place to visit, I think. You can see the Dallas skyline in the view.
Well, Mike, the next time that you and I are in Texas together, I'm sure you'll be back there again on your own, but next time you and I are in Texas together, we need to stop in at this distillery. No doubt about it. Very impressed.
So I think this bottle was $39.99, I believe what the price was.
Well, that would be very affordable compared to what, craft distillers have to charge today on a bottle. I would say anywhere between $40 and $50 on this bottle would be a fair price.
Now, I don't really know if they're, they say they're the largest distillery there, but I do know Gulf Shores or down in Houston is a gigantic distillery, and they're actually making a giant bourbon is what they call it. So, but hey, these guys are pumping out some great juice right here. I'm going to buy another bottle of it for sure if I see it again.
Yeah. And the one thing they got on their competition is they have an absolute unique yeast of their own. Nobody else has it. It's their yeast.
Yeah. We have a yeast specialist. We can ask about that. I think.
Absolutely.
I don't know the science of how you capture yeast. Do you? You're the science guy.
Yeah, I don't, but I would imagine that as long as you can get one cell and get it to multiply, you can take that one cell and make as many as you want. So eventually,
isn't it how Jim Beam got their wild yeast strain?
I don't know.
I don't know enough about, I'm not a I'm just bourbon bullshitter.
It sounds like you're going down that path right now, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it to even to bullshit about it. I don't know.
All right. Well, I think everybody gets it. Thumbs up for TX Bourbon, huh?
Yeah, I can't say enough of good about those guys and gals there. I definitely think it'll be a distillery in the future. We'll have to sit down with them and visit.
All right. Where can everybody find us, Mike?
So you can find us on social media at YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at The Bourbon Road. We actually have a Facebook group
called the Bourbon Roadies, and it is a private group. You have to answer a few questions to join, but hey, it's real easy. Are you 21? Do you like bourbon? And do you know what you're getting yourself into here? So, and once you're in, we just ask you to play nice and share your bourbon stories, your bourbon pictures. Hell, share your bourbon, because we all like bourbon and we all like to share each other's bourbon. We also, put out 2 episodes a week. We have this episode, which you're listening to now, which is our Craft Distillery Monday episode. We also put out an episode every Wednesday, which is an hour in length or somewhere thereabouts. Usually an interview with a craft distillery or a distiller or a bourbon personality, but sometimes it's just Mike and I trying something new or doing something special. We like to travel. That's why we're called the Bourbon Road. We do get out on the road and we visit people. A little bit tougher now, though, Mike.
It is. I think it is tough, but we're trying. We actually got some pretty special trips we're trying to plan. Our wives are actually trying to plan those. But if you're listening to this episode and you like what you hear, please leave us a review. Those reviews help us get into distilleries. Like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram. All that stuff helps us open those doors up. You can find me at One Big Chief on Instagram.
I'm Jay Shannon 63, and we will see you on down the Bourbon Road. We do appreciate all of our listeners, and we'd like to thank you for taking time out of your day to hang out with us here on the Bourbon Road. We hope you enjoyed today's show, and if so, we would appreciate if you'd subscribe and rate us a 5-star with a review on iTunes. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at The Bourbon Road. That way you'll be kept in the loop on all the Bourbon Road happenings. You can also visit our website at thebourbonroad.com to read our blog, listen to the show, or reach out to us directly. We always welcome comments or suggestions, and if you have an idea for a particular guest or topic, be sure to let us know. And again, thanks for hanging out with us.